world, and this is what I do, and here's the sacred world. That's what I do between the two. Except then I get up in the morning and I realize that isn't the case. It's all intertwined. We're part of the earth and its creation, and everything is made good. And yet we know how our earth has been abused so often by us, the human being. And we human beings, also made in the creation of God, and yet time and time again, we who are made good end up abusing other people. It's a mixed up world. It's enough to make you want to scream and say, I'm out of here. I'll just stay uninvolved and let the world spin around us. And then, of course, we hear nationally, locally. But you know, God does not equate holiness with separation from the dealings of this earth and with other human beings. Trying to distance ourselves from politics or business or finances is not the way. In fact, we become holy insofar as we enter the mess and we strive to live morally in a situation that's not always that clear. And so sometimes I suspect every one of us find ourselves thinking and asking some pretty tough questions. What is the moral stance I need to take in this situation or that situation? How do I exist when I see something in the company I work for that I wonder, is this really moral? How do I reflect on my own personal lifestyle? When is what I have enough? When is it really overboard and too much? How do I raise my kids or influence my grandchildren when we live in a secular society that doesn't hold morals and faith in God in the highest spot? You know, running away from those questions, I believe, is the immoral thing. Wrestling with them is what we all have to do. It takes imagination, it takes guts, it takes perseverance to be in this world, really in it, and let our faith penetrate it all. And so that's why you and I find ourselves quite often having to rebalance. You know, what about this purchase? What about our behavior? What about our involvement in the political? That's what we're called to do. But you know, that challenge is not anything brand new that's just for our generation. Let me take you back for a moment all the way to the year 250. The persecutions of Demuth. If you happen to ascend to be the Bishop of Rome, we call it the Pope in those days, that was a ticket for a very short life. Because anytime anything went wrong in Rome, the emperor needed a scapegoat. And more often than not, he pointed to the Christian and said, they're to blame. And then would arrest them to distract from the real issue. So here was a guy named Cornelius, year 250. And he's selected to be the Bishop of Rome. He wants, and then because in the persecutions, But he said, I'll be a martyr. They were called apostates. They denied their faith publicly, saved their necks. The persecution ended. The other camp said he came out public in favor of mercy. And 3 years later, named by the emperor, sent to exile and martyred. No different than the small or the large wrestling matches that have in our heart today. And morality into that. That's who we're called to be.